Girl, the year is almost over, and I know you probably thinking like, this year don't look nothing like I thought it was gonna look back in January when I created that vision board. And you know what? I'm right there with you. I feel the same way. But I'm here to tell you that it's not too late. We still got, what, 5 months left in the year? We still got well enough time to hit some goals, to accomplish some goals, and reach that dream woman we want to be, get closer to that dream life that we dream of having. So this all came to me just a couple weeks ago when I was just sitting thinking like, man, it's already June, and I thought that I would be a little bit further by now. I thought that I would have been accomplished a specific goal by now. So then it had me thinking, well, was I putting in the effort that was necessary to hit that goal? Was I doing the necessary steps? Was I doing everything that I could possibly do, considering like my circumstances, the things that I have in front of me right now? And I don't really feel like I've accomplished much. Like I don't feel like I've accomplished those big goals that I set. Did I do everything that I could have possibly done to accomplish that goal? And majority of the time it was no, I didn't. There were times I slacked off. There were times where I let overthinking ruin whatever it is. There were times where I just felt like I just didn't want to do nothing, and I just didn't do nothing. So no, I didn't put in all the effort. So yeah, I might be feeling some type of way about not accomplishing my goals, but I should also be feeling some type of way for not putting in all of the necessary effort to reach that goal. So there was just one part of me reflecting, just thinking about what more could I have done to get closer to that goal or possibly accomplish that goal. And then another part of me just thinking back over the last couple of months, what are some things that I actually did accomplish, no matter how small they seem? And when I did think back on it, I did actually accomplish some things. I did some things that I had put on my vision board or wrote on my list for goals that I wanted to accomplish this year. So not the whole first half of the year was like a waste. There were some things that I did accomplish. There were some things that I started. There were some improvements in some areas that I wanted to improve. So there was some progress. There was definitely some progress over the last 6 months in some areas. But where it feels like I didn't really accomplish much is those bigger goals. So then it got me thinking, okay, what can I do now to make the rest of the year better? I told my husband, like, I really got to double down on what it is that I want to do. I want to at least be able to say I tried my best. Like, I don't want this next 6 months to feel like I wasted time and I didn't really do much. Like, I want to at least be able to say that I tried, no matter what the outcome is, whether I do accomplish that goal or I'm not exactly there yet. So this is a mid-year reset, and in this video we're going to talk about how to get back on track and make the next 6 months be the best 6 months. So y'all, this is not the time to give up. This is not the time to go back to our old ways, our old habits. This is the time to pause and reflect. This is the time to really sit with yourself and think, what are the things that you did do? And what are the things that you didn't do? And what are some things that you could have done better? Like, what are some things you could have done differently? So really just sit with yourself and think about this for a minute. And you can just think about it or write it down, which I would suggest to write it down. Like, it hits better when you writing it down than when you just thinking it. Because if you anything like me, you probably are. Your mind like goes 1,000 miles per hour, and you're not really retaining all of that information. So write it down. Reflect over the past 6 months. What could you do differently moving forward to get you closer to your goals or help you reach your goals? So pause and reflect. Just sit with yourself. Think about this. Really think about the last 6 months. What went well, what didn't go well, and what could I do different moving forward? And this is also not the time for you to be beating yourself up about what you didn't do. When I set my goals at the beginning of the year, I did not realize how hard it was going to be a stay-at-home mom, have my kids at home with me while I'm trying to accomplish all of these goals. Yeah, in my head, it seemed a little bit easier, but when I actually started doing those things, it was a lot of things that I missed. Life be changing. You have a specific plan for your life, and you don't account for the obstacles that's gonna come, the life changes that's gonna come, There are things that are gonna happen in life that you just don't expect. You don't plan for the unexpected. You don't plan for that. When we set a plan, we just see it going one way and one way only. So don't be beating yourself up. This is not a time for that. This is really the time to give yourself some grace, because life changes. So does priorities. Again, I didn't think that it would be as hard as it is to try to work on my goals and accomplish my goals while also caring for my kids all at the same time. I didn't really expect it to be as hard as it is. I heard or read somewhere to not attach yourself to the outcome. Attach yourself to the process instead. And girl, this is a judgment-free reset. We not judging ourselves for what we didn't do. No shame, only growth. So I kind of already talked about the first thing, and that is to reflect without shame or guilt. What went well, what didn't go well, and what did you learn about yourself in the first 6 months? And I wanted to remind you that reflection is not about feeling guilty. It's not about regret. It's about realigning yourself with your goals. So reconnect with your vision, reconnect with your dreams, reconnect with that woman that you want to be. And who is the woman that you want to become by the end of the year? And be realistic. Your goal should not be something like, I want to be a millionaire by the end of the year, knowing good and well you don't have nothing close to $1 million. You barely have $1 to your name, and one of your goals is to be a millionaire by the end of the year. That, I mean, not saying that it couldn't happen, because anything can happen, but the chances of that is really slim to none. And so a more realistic goal would be, I want to be a more mindful, present individual. That's actually one of my goals. By the way, that is one of my goals. I do want to be a mindful, present individual. Also, another one of my goals is that I want to be a millionaire as well. But I know that I'm not going to be a millionaire by the end of this year. So just ask yourself, who is it that I want to become by the end of this year? If you haven't created a vision board or Pinterest board or word of the year, this would be a good time to do that. Or if you have created all of those things, this would be a good time to look over those things again. This will get you back connected to your vision, your dreams, your goals, and it really gets you excited again to accomplish those things. And I did look over my list of goals, and this helped me to see what I did accomplish, what I haven't accomplished yet, and it just really reminded me of what I needed to focus on. Maybe set 1 or 3 goals for the next 6 months. Don't overwhelm yourself. Keep it simple to between 1 to 3 goals. And maybe you want to go a little further with setting these goals by breaking them up into categories. Like maybe you want to set one personal goal. Maybe you want to focus on self-care. Maybe that's focusing on health and fitness or improving your mindset. For me, one of my personal goals is to eat better. I want to create better eating habits. And maybe you want to set one financial goal. Is this paying off your debt and working on your credit? Or is this making more money? And for the third one, this could be a professional goal or your purpose. Maybe you want to focus on your career, or maybe you have a passion or a calling that you want to work on or focus on. And this for me is working on a business idea that I have. And if you want to go even a little further with setting these goals, I would break it up into quarters too, because this makes it feel more attainable. And when you set these goals, think about how it's going to make you feel once you accomplish it. Is this a feeling that you want to have? Reflect on your routines. I think this is the most important step, because success don't come from your goals. It comes from the routines that you have. We're not really thinking about them consistent routines that we have to have. We have to stay on top of these certain routines, the habits that we have to change. We're just thinking about the goal. And the only way you can get to your goals is by having certain routines in place. So now you have to figure out what habits need adjusting and what routines are not helping you get closer to that woman or those goals that you want to accomplish. And as hard as it is, it's time to get rid of those routines that's no longer serving you and the goals that you're trying to reach. So create a new morning routine if you have to. Get off of social media for a while, or start Sunday resets to better prepare you for the week ahead. And now it's time to let go and move forward. So let go of regret, shame, and guilt from past failures, because that's not going to do nothing for you but keep you stuck. And stop tearing yourself down. Let go of that negative self-talk and replace it with positive self-talk. And let go of unrealistic expectations. Be Delulu passionate, not Delulu crazy. Be delusional, but in a healthy way. And fall in love with the process, not the outcome. And remember, you are allowed to change. You are allowed to start over. This reset is yours. Look, you don't need a new year. You just need a new mindset. So don't wait till January to start over. start now and let this second half of the year be the best yet. Share this video with somebody who needs it and comment below your word of the year. My word or words are self-improvement and consistency. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more glow up, personal growth, and becoming her content. And I'll see y'all in the next one.